And they were able to try and come back and win the game, not letting everything be free for their opponents. And I feel like that's what we see here. But the map is going to be Dragonshire for game number 2 between Resurgence and Ascension Zenith. Ascension Zenith going to be first pick, first ban. And they end up going with the Zagara, leaving that Rhaegar whole kind of dance up. The draft's last game being a little bit different than I expected. So I'm going to be interested to see how this one plays out on a map where the 1-4 is such a dominant strategy. And Resurgence is absolutely great with it.
You know, I always like the Zagara ban. Dragonshire is a map that if you've played it in Hero League and things like that, you know that people like to do the 2-1-2. You don't so much see that in the pro scene, but everyone knows that Zagara is a nightmare to have to lane against, especially in situations like Dragonshire where you are basically forced to be there. It's not a matter of losing XP, it's a matter of losing XP and also the shrine. And knowing that, Ascension Zenith throws the ban at Zagara and picks up a Rhaegar for their trouble. And it looks like Thrall was the ban for Resurgence, and I think they're hovering Jaina here.
I think it's going to be a Sonya pickup after Jaina. I don't know. Resurgence runs a little bit different than me, right? But with Thrall done, Zagara down as well, we want a really strong top laner, in my opinion. They go with Lunara, which is one of the heroes we talked about earlier today with the patch, that we'll see a little bit of her that we haven't in the back or beforehand. I think this is a pocket strategy. Let me kind of go into that really quick. Oh, so Lunara has literally almost never been picked so far today, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's literally, we have not seen her at any point, and she's not necessarily a hot topic of contention, but they pick her in the very first phase. Why? Pocket strategy. There's something else going to synergize here that they have in mind that Lunara is going to work really well with, in my opinion. Otherwise, there was no reason to pick her this early, right? They're very worried about making sure they get her with their comp. So, Lunara going to be picked up. And then the response here from Ascension Zenith, what do you think they're going to be looking for?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. Hold on one sec. I'm sorry, hype is at the door because with Lunara being picked up, who knows what we're going to see. Ascension Zenith is taking their time here because they're running through all of the strange comps that could be coming out. You don't get to play Lunara that much because she only recently got buffed to the point of relevancy, and Ascension Zenith is trying to run through all the options in their head. Who synergizes with Lunara? Who even knows? We never see her played, but since the buffs, I got a chance to play her a little bit last night, and she may not be the best at finishing people, but she can make your life miserable by constantly keeping you at sub 50% health. And it looks like they're looking at Falstad and Joanna to be the answer to that Lunara question.
Yeah, I mean, Lunara with the Johanna response there, the Bamfit's going to come in for Resurgence, and really, I'm interested. So at what Ascension Zenith's strategy is here. Obviously with JoJo, they're worried about the 4-1 really heavily, but nobody worried about the top laner, even though all the top laners that are pretty much dominant have been banned out here. Sonya being one of the few, Tassadar being another one. He's going to be banned out. So really, Rhaegar obviously can kind of hold his own as well, but does do decent in the 4-man rotations. I'm going to be interested. I feel like the top lane is going to dictate a lot of this game. Obviously, Ascension Zenith has really good wave clear, but if they don't have a laner on top that can deal with some powerhouse, possibly a Sonya, something of the like up there, I feel like this game is going to be really hard to win on the front of Ascension Zenith, especially because they're just Resurgence is almost they love the 1-4. They run it even on big maps, right? They just always run the 1-4, and so I'm kind of afraid for what they decide to do with the rest of their draft, mainly when it comes to meta and strategy, not so much when it comes to viability of comp or heroes.
I'm really interested to see, like, I see the Lunara pickup, I see Uther, I see ETC. I just still don't understand, like, the thinking behind Lunara. She is constantly going to keep everybody at low health. She does have the ability to run in and out, of course, but have you found a strategy in mind around what Lunara's role is here? Is it going to be a surprise last pick that ties it all together, or are they just looking at her as a strong solo pick?
I mean, I think they're just looking at it as a strong solo pick. I think they're doing this as, like I said, kind of more of a playing with your food type situation, just because, as I said, there is no reason to be picking her that early. I'm not saying that Lunara isn't a good hero or anything. More of like, well, if she isn't under contention, why would you pick her first phase unless you're going to do something crazy later on? That it's like, oh, the Lunara synergy. And I don't know of it off the top of my head. They might do it, right? They have the very last pick still to turn this all around. But overall, I just feel like their comp is not in a situation to where it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think I might be wrong, but I think they're putting her in the 1v1 on top. And with Thrall being down and Zagara being down, that's why they banned Thrall instead of anything else, is because by giving up the Rhaegar, they knew that they would be able to take away the 2 top laners that can deal with her. Sony picking up from Ascension. Now they're going to have a pretty strong top laner. I don't know who wins that matchup. It seems like Lunara would have really good poke. I don't know. And now the Zeratul possibly going to be picked up as well. So maybe that was the reason for it. They feel like the synergy there. But either way, no matter what, synergy or not, I feel like it's kind of a playing with your food type situation, which honestly, Resurgence has been so dominant, I think they can get away with it.
I'm really, like, I guess Zeratul will be a constant roaming presence here. I'm still kind of dumbfounded by that Lunara pick. I know she's super strong. I haven't got to see her in many tournament play as of yet. I'm actually really excited about this match in general because, again, I want to see what Lunara brings here. I think she'll have to choose Thornwood Vine. I don't see anyone on the team aside from maybe Falstad that's squishy enough to really be maybe scared by her leap at level 10. But I think that she can put out a fair amount of damage here. I'm just really interested to see how Resurgence plays this. Like you said, I think that this is a lot of confidence coming from Resurgence. I don't necessarily think that it's overconfidence, but you know where they're coming from when they made this draft.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they definitely have a lot of confidence. Zeratul is going to be a comfort pick. We saw usually Equinox is the player for that, and he does really well on that Zeratul as well. So it's also kind of a deny pick with that Zeratul for the Lunara, mainly because Lunara is going to be easily blown up by, easily blown up by the Zeratul. So good pickup there. Watching his rotations is going to be absolutely crucial to dictate the pace of this game. I am worried for the life of the top laner, especially if Lunara goes up there. If she doesn't keep track of the Zeratul very well, I'm afraid that it will lead to a couple of free picks here. But we're going to go into the game number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, game number 2
This is game
here
2, yeah.
of Resurgence versus Ascension Zenith. Lunara finally seeing some play here today, and let's see if they are able to pull it out. I'm definitely going to be interested to see the type of build she goes. She is against Rhaegar, who is decent at almost all forms of healing, burst and spread poke.
Yep.
And Lunara is very good at single target and spread poke. So depending on the type of build, AA or just kind of caster, will kind of dictate what she's looking to do. And if they try and set up any kind of combo at all with their comp.
I think I'm starting to get it. Lunara is one of those characters, not unlike Zagara, that does a great job of getting people low and keeping them there, but it has some trouble finishing them off. She does have the ability to chase people down, but in a teamfight situation, she doesn't have that luxury. Zeratul is a great finisher, as is Jaina, but if she can keep people down low, I think that's going to be a great opportunity for Zeratul and Jaina to bat cleanup, particularly Zeratul. When people are running away, they're slowed, they're at a 3rd health, and that poison is ticking down, leave it to Zeratul to blink in, grab a kill, and use that wormhole to get back out safely.
Absolutely. I agree with you there, and I also feel like if she is going to be in that top lane, I feel like she's going to be pretty dominant. I don't know how else they would put in the top lane. I feel like she is the only answer to that, or Zeratul, but I feel like Zeratul gains more value for their comp in the rotations.
Yeah,
and
certainly.
One thing to keep in mind as well is Sup Baby is going to have to be watching out for that Zeratul when he comes out of the shadows and says Sup Baby, and then just proceeds to blow him up. That is a really soft counter. Or excuse me, hard counter to Falstad is the Zeratul essentially can just blow him up at any point here. So we're going to see how this is going to be played out. The 1-4 strategy most likely going to be a mind tier for Resurgence. They absolutely love it, but they're going to be in the blue trunks. On the left-hand side, we're going to have Jaina is going to be played by Shot. Killick will be on the Lunara. Equinox will be on the Zeratul once more. Rixie is going to be on the support Uther as always, and Daihu is going to be on that ETC. Over
on the right side for Ascension Zenith in the red trunks, we have Tiger on, or Tigray even, on Vala. We have Ophi on Rhaegar, Twami on Sonya, we have Rommel on Joanna, and of course Sup Baby bringing it in on that Falstad. Loving that skin, by the way, Sup Baby, styling all over the place down there in that Buccaneer Falstad skin.
And the same as last game, 5-man death ball on mid, and the team proceeds to be a little bit split. Sup Baby getting hypey over there, being isolated from his team and willing to reveal his positioning. Luckily, Daihu was not in that show up any longer there. Vala is going to stay on top, and they're going to dance around on this mid lane. Hopefully, they capitalize on the fact that they're committing to a 5-man on mid somewhere else on the map and be a little bit careful of their rotations.
I like the 5-man stack, particularly because 3 of the 5 have chosen globe talents, and as they roam together, that'll give them the opportunity to farm those globes as a team and really start building the late game sustain that they're looking for. Up top, we do, of course, have Vala, who has found herself the victim of that Poison Zeratul combo that I talked about at the beginning of the game. But down bottom, it looks like Ascension Zenith, accounting for the top two, know that they are in a 4v3 situation and are using it to push the advantage a little bit. However, they don't manage to get a pickup.
Yeah, and they sit. Look at Zeratul right now. He's gonna kill Vala again. He can't. I don't think he can solo him. Yeah, there he goes. Equinox is gonna pull out. Seeing Lunara, the flank on that is they're gonna focus down the Sonya. She has no escape as long as the slow comes out. There it is. And this is a really scary composition to be dealing with in the top lane if they do not, like I said, keep track of the Zeratul. This is what I was trying to harp on the rotations for their top laner. The minute Lunara gets one auto attack on them, she can provide the slow, which is all Zeratul post level 4 if he does decide to go with honestly any talent really. He will be able to confirm kills a lot easier onto his target, especially with the Master Warblade, I believe the name of it is. And that's what I was kind of fearful of. Keeping track of Zeratul for Ascension Zenith is absolutely crucial, especially since they aren't even setting Sonya up there. They're sending Vala instead, which makes her even more susceptible to losing that 1v1. So this is going to be interesting. Falstead's going to go up there, now running a 2-1-2, and they're in a situation where they are setting themselves up to lose the 4-man rotations between mid and bot.
I'm interested to see if he picks up. He does indeed pick up Vorpal Blade, which is going to give him even more chasing power on Zeratul. Vorpal Blade, as you guys know, allows you to activate and teleport to the last target you attacked within 3 seconds. So even if they manage to get behind the wall, he doesn't even have to waste blink to get back onto them.
That has actually been changed this patch as well to work on everything, not just specific heroes like it did last patch. It works on everything you auto attack, even structures. Really good poke there going on in the upper half of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom, it is going to be a 3 vs 2 shot, getting an absolutely phenomenal flank. Huge Blizzard coming out. That's going to be Twammy's life here. Sonya is going to end up falling down. And this looks like it might be an early DK here. Look at Equinox hiding in the shadows up above, about to strike and try and establish dominance on the Vala.
He does indeed get a lot of damage onto that Vala. He is going to blink back in the middle. Rhaegar trying unsuccessfully to keep them from grabbing the Dragon Knight. That is going to be a lot of damage onto him. Vala is going to come to stop it with her W. She does manage to get it. However, Zeratul is on his way down. He sees the Vala. Vala quickly remembering, nope, there's a wild Zeratul that way. But she still face checks the bush and catches a lot of damage for her trouble. She's not going to go down, but she takes a lot of damage. Down bottom, Falstad takes so much he's going to have to be out of there and does manage to escape with his life.
Yeah, he almost sacrificed his life to try and deny the DK there, but then ended up losing the DK and almost his life as well. So you see, again, it's just a lot of this is rotations and laning decisions from Resurgence, setting them apart from their opponents here, understanding the competitive meta very, very well. And again, they end up with an early lead, but shot in the mid lane is going to go down here.
It looks like Zeratul is going to come in, but not in time to get anything. He actually misses his W there as well, and that's going to allow them to get away. Down at the bottom, of course, Killa getting a lot of support here to go ahead and take out another front wall. That is going to be a big experience advantage there going on a level for the team of Resurgence.
And you notice Resurgence doesn't overcommit with this map objective. Yes, they get a DK, but they don't like just all push with the DK. They soak all the lanes as effectively as they can, getting 3 front walls with it, being really patient. That is the sign of an experienced team there. And the minute this goes down, most likely going to be trying to get map control when it comes to the Mercs here in order to give themselves an even bigger advantage when the next map objective spawns. But look at invading automatically. Daihu moving in there. Huge Blizzard combo going to come out, and that is going to be the death of Sonya.
I'm really impressed with Shot and Daihu's ability to coordinate there. Ophi throws up a W to try and get some more damage out, but again, Killick can put out a lot of damage, and she doesn't have to be that close to do it. Really enjoying the play of Lunara on that Killick.
Yeah, and that bonus damage from Frostbite is really what allowed that kill to happen there. Good synergy again between Daihu and Shot. They take the Giant camp. They're soaking all the lanes as best they can. Look at Equinox getting confident, going back on the bridge, trying to get on Sonya if she comes into play. He will be able to get a little bit of damage. I don't think a full kill. He doesn't see the Vala, though. This might be his life.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Equinox getting super brave here. It looks like he is going to be able to... No, he does go down. Killick just a little bit late in getting there, is not able to get the QW slow. But as you mentioned earlier about playing with your food, Resurgence has to be careful not to get overconfident. Ascension Zenith certainly struggling to keep up with a team that has been playing together for so long, but that does not mean they are not capable of seizing opportunity when it's given to them.
Yeah, and that was definitely a prime example of that. They do end up losing the race to 10 here. It will still go in favor of Resurgence. DK is going to spawn roughly in the next 20 seconds, which there it is. And so we're going to see the prime, the lead's going to be in favor. Ophi actually getting out of wolf form will confirm his death here.
It sounds like you're frustrated by his decision to get out of wolf form in that situation.
Yeah, if he hadn't misclicked and bite the wolf there, he would have actually been able to possibly survive. But by getting out of it, ensuring the fact that the next slow from the Jaina Q will ensure
down at the bottom
death.
is quickly going to be cleaved, and it looks like chicken is for dinner for Equinox and team. Here comes the big dance. He's going to catch Sonya. She does not have the ability to stop it here. The follow-up ring is going to confirm the death, and that is going to be another pickup for Resurgence. That is 2-0 in this engagement.
And it feels like we see the same pattern every game here when it comes to Resurgence. Get a level lead, get level 10, and their opponents are still willing to risk the fights here. 2 different fights there, losing 2 people and a Dragon Knight now because of that. Let's see how Shot and friends are going to actually answer with this DK, trying to probably be patient, wait till they group and force their advantage. Vala actually losing her life. I believe that was in the upper lane. Yes, to Equinox, going to be able to get that kill. Things to keep in mind, Vala just lost that 1v1 and she went Q build just so she could try and survive against the Zeratul 1v1. So that shows the strength of not only Zeratul, but then also her build taking away from her teamfight presence for that Zeratul. And she still can't win it.
Equinox coming down at the bottom, completely just showing himself and going onto that fort, showing no fear at all for Rommel, who actually is going to be quickly taken out here. Equinox, whenever he is on the prowl, you may as well be playing the Jaws theme, as he is consistently looking for someone to devour.
Yeah, and they're gonna get the DK. They're prioritizing the bottom lane here because it does. It is the most. How do I say this? It gives your team the biggest advantage to win on structures on the lower half of the map, because the lane pushing there is the lane with the actual shrine, which is going to provide better vision for your team. Resurgence understands this, so they are prioritizing that while still maintaining soak and control in all 3 lanes. Equinox getting a little bit aggressive here, and notice how nobody.
He's going for false dad. He wants to try and get him before he can be out, and it looks like that's a goal.
I was about to be one fried chicken there for Equinox. He was about to go in there, but they do end up getting the Giants on the lower half of the map as well. But did you see how Equinox actually body blocked Sonya with that movement? It feels like there it goes, the first reveal actually on Equinox for his positioning there. It feels like a lot of the teams are struggling, Ascension specifically, with revealing Equinox. Early Gus there, even though the passive being out. Just really having a hard time dealing with Equinox, even when he's body blocking and showing he's there, that people just don't reveal him and look to be aggressive on him.
Yeah, there's times in this game when he's almost literally been running circles around Ascension, and they have not been able to spot him out. If they continue to let him use that stealth to his advantage, he is, oh my goodness, 4-man. Here comes the dance, maybe? It is indeed, with the Divine Shield is going to be a huge wombo combo for them. Vala does manage to get off her Reign of Destruction, and it looks like Rhaegar is going to limp away with his life here. Good pickup there, but great job from Ascension by ensuring it's only 1 in what was one of the most dangerous wombo combos we've seen today.
Yeah, and now they have a 3-level lead again. They're winning the race to 16. They're going to back out, get map objectives here. They're going to take Knights, Giants, probably Knights as well, and proceed to abuse the map by painting it blue and then getting an advantage in the lanes that the shrines are going to be in. Falstad just burnt his flight on bottom as well, so keep in mind for this next shrine, if they do win a team fight, he won't have flight, at least early in it, to get on a shrine as well. So Resurgence just honestly sitting in a position where they have very, very strong lead.
Twammy taking a fight that I do not think she can take. She pops her ultimate there to try and give her a little bit more resistance, but she is still going to go down. The combination of Lenara and Zeratul just too strong for even anyone hardy as Sonya to survive.
And they're going to put Shot in here. I think that was just a positional situation to decide to put him in there. I think I would have actually preferred to see Lunara in there. But they're going to walk away, get the DK. You see them instantly rotating to bottom lane, waiting till they get 16 before they force up.
Equinox is going to be able to clean this up.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw the blink coming in from the right, knew that was it. The Blessed Shield goes out, actually misses all 3. Zeratul, content to start wailing on Rommel, who's unstoppable, is down. That's going to be another takeout for them. Shot going to be going in down here on this bottom keep, trying to clean up. Vala does be back, and now it's going to be a 3-man defense against the 5-man Dragon Knight push of Resurgence.
Yeah, and again, the prioritization of bottom, it is the most effective lane for them to have, which is going to help them get more and more DKs now with the catapults pushing in the bottom lane, providing sight for them from this point on. And look at Equinox getting aggressive. Reign of Vengeance is going to come out to try and turn it around, but it's not going to be enough there. And I mean, we're in a situation where if it's 5 versus 4, they have 16 tier advantage. They're going to back out, probably push on mid keep, get more structures. They're just going to keep playing their game at this point. Again, we sit in a situation where Ascension Zenith must take the comeback somewhere if they're going to stand a chance in this game. They can't let a shot in front
Void
just do whatever
Prison
they
and
want.
Dancer up, and it would not.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just going to say, they're really doing a great job of stacking there. That's going to be a Divine Shielded Dance. Great job cutting off that choke point there. That is going to be 2 men down, and they're going to continue to push this advantage. You could see Zeratul salivating at the mouth, just waiting for them to come out and contest that dragon. Good baiting there from Jaina. That's going to spell a 3rd kill for them here. Daihu getting low from that key, but I do not think that Twami wants to push the issue.
Yeah, and they're low enough on health, or excuse me, with that 3rd kill, they're not going to be low enough. They're going to move in. They're going to take this keep, and now that's going to be 2 keeps up. And I mean, really, it's just Resurgence understanding how to draft, how to play the game on a really high competitive level. Obviously, the experience we've been talking about with these guys, it just shows on all fronts, right? This isn't the first team they've been able to do this to. I mean, they do this left and right in the early stages of this bracket. Why they're supposed to be a contender, possibly to make it out of the bracket and actually move on to the LAN here late into February here during the qualifiers. So it's really exciting to see them showing that they are able to punish and I guess practice on their decision making when they're even ahead, pushing as hard as they can. I mean, this is a 5-level lead, right? We were talking about how you don't just accidentally do that. You still need actually a phenomenal decision making to get this big of a lead over your opponents. But at the same time, without them putting them against an opponent that is a little bit more experienced with them, it just feels like they're going to keep taking every single advantage and snowballing the game to where there's almost no comeback. Look at not even capping. They're waiting on this. Yeah.
Oh, I really thought Rommel was going to go all the way in. I don't think his blind actually managed to spot them, but he still thinks better of it and is going to come down here and attempt. Oh, my goodness. Equinox again using Vorpal Blade to teleport in, not even caring. Oh, my goodness. The juke with the wormhole saying, I know the gust is coming and I don't care. Can't wait to see that Giphy Cat when this game's over. Great job. And following it up there with the combo. Here comes the sliding dance into the ring. That is going to spell disaster. Good Ancestral, not enough. Ophi's going to go down as well, and that's going to be good game. Resurgence really showing their strength here, and I cannot wait to see them in what is going to amount to the opportunity. The dance finally coming out, and that's going to be it. A 5-man team wipe. Super impressed with Resurgence here. Dreadnought, tell us about the evolution that you've seen from them, watching them as a team come from Divergent and showing us what they've seen here today.
I mean, honestly, if they've mastered anything, it's the fact that they are constantly, the pressure that they apply is something that's really hard to see. Even though you might argue that these players, obviously, like we've been talking about with their experience, might be the better team than their opponents. That is the case. But one of the things that you can really decipher what a good team from a great team really is when they do get in those situations where they're kind of just overall doing better than their opponents. It's how well they can force those leads. And that 4-level lead, we saw a 5-level lead at some point in that game, is something that early on when they were playing, they would only stick with kind of those 3-level leads if they were significantly better than their opponents. And I mean, it's showing that they are learning to capitalize and constantly force wherever they can get an advantage, taking it as best they can. And that kind of chokehold on their opponents has been able to take out these teams so far. But as we go farther down this bracket, more recognizable names, we're going to see if they're going to be able to use what that decision making and that constant pressure and apply it to better in teams to the point where they never make a mistake and are able to walk away with big wins and possibly even qualifying for this LAN. That is what it's going to be.
I'm really excited to see Resurgence here. I think Resurgence has come through, and if we're honest about it, it doesn't look like they've been challenged as much as they would like. And that's not fun for Resurgence either. They want to be challenged as a team. They want to go up against teams that are really going to test how good they've gotten. We've seen the evolution of Resurgence over the last month as they've got stronger and stronger. Their decision-making has got more and more spotless, and their next opponent is either going to be OVO Gaming or 2ARC, depending on who won that series. And either one of those teams are no slouches, both with recognizable names, both with recognizable teams. And the next match for Resurgence is going to be their test. It's going to be their trial by fire. And I can't wait to cast it. I'm really excited to see what Resurgence can bring. Any way it goes, we're going to see some miraculous play in the next game.
I agree, and I'm actually just looking up the 2ARC roster here because at the current time I don't know what it is. So this is actually a very formidable roster. I do agree that this will be, if 2ARC moves on, the first challenge for them. And also with OVO, there's recognizable names on both of these rosters. Probably a little bit more on 2ARC than the other way around, but we'll see who ends up making it through, showing that they are the better team here today to take on Resurgence. But that is where they're going to have to show what they've been doing here, that playing with their food, cleaning up a little bit, and then forcing as hard as they can, and see if they are going to be the better team and move on to potentially qualifying here to go to the LAN here. I believe that would be even their first LAN event as a group. So it's going to be really an awesome game here that's going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen. But I believe we're going to have a little bit of downtime.
I think that you're right. We're going to put on some wonderful music. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Dreadnought will tell you that behind the scenes, I have been popping...
I swear if this is a Fedora joke, I'm going to...
No, I'm not. I was just saying, behind the scenes, I have been popping and locking, much to Dread's chagrin. When we go to break, Dread can still see me, and he's not ready for the moves that I've been blowing out. I hope you guys have been enjoying the breaks like I have. I can't wait, personally, to get back in. In addition, homework assignment for anyone that wants to take it up. As soon as that VOD goes up, I would love to get a Giphy of Equinox's last play there, where he used a combination of Vorpal Blade, Blink, and Wormhole to avoid every attack, including Gust, from Falstad. Really great play from Equinox, showing he belongs in the top echelon of Zeratul players.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be going to a quick break here, ladies and gentlemen. And when we get back, we will be going into the round of, what is it, round of 8 here?
I think so. Let me double check. It is actually the round of 8. Yes, you're 100% right.
And I do believe we will be casting the next game. I believe that will be us. Okay, yeah. So we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with the winners of OVO Gaming or Tuark versus Resurgence here, and see if Resurgence is able to pull out with a win there with their big advantage and be as dominant as they've been in the early half of this tournament. So we'll be right back and hopefully get some great games going for you guys.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes.